The Steam Deck is a marvel of modern engineering. I have made tons of videos on this channel on how much I love it, and it's still my go-to recommendation when it comes to handheld gaming. But with the cheapest Steam Deck starting at $400 these days, it's not being available in every country, and being overall very big and bulky, it's certainly not for everyone. So I wanted to see if I could build a handheld that is not only comfortable, but is also portable, extremely affordable, and is even able to have other use cases like reading manga, watching anime, writing fan fiction, or maybe even something else Japanese. While this challenge can be done on basically any big marketplace, Temu sponsored this video to showcase all of the great budget options they have for gamers. And stay tuned because I'm going to show you how to use my coupon code to get this handheld for dirt cheap. Now, saying we are going to build a handheld that rivals the Steam Deck isn't totally factual. There's no way I'd be able to manufacture the raw power that the Steam Deck has. But using some clever ideas and finding good deals, I think we can put together something that will get you gaming in some capacity. Now, we all know the phone in our pocket can always be a formidable emulation machine. I don't know about you, but I don't really like to use my phone as a dedicated gaming device. It's good for short bursts here and there, but I really want to get something from the ground up. You can find pretty cheap phones out there that will play some games, but I think to really try and make something unique, we need to go with something that has a slightly bigger screen. Somewhere in the 8 to 11 inch range, which is far above average no matter what she says. So there are a million budget Android tablets out there, and it's really hard to find out which ones are e-waste, tier garbage, and which have some pretty good price to performance. The most important thing we need to know is the chip that is powering it. While I sure wish we could have a modern Snapdragon CPU powering this machine, it's not really in the budget of this video. So the next best budget CPU would be something like the Helio G99. This 8-core processor from MediaTek has some really good price to performance, and if you scour YouTube or r/Android tablets, you will consistently see a certain tablet keep popping up as kind of the GOAT of value tablets. And it's this guy. This is the iPlay 50 Mini Pro, and it's from a company called AllDoCube. It features the Helio G99 chip I mentioned earlier, has a nice 1920 by 1200 resolution screen, 8 gigs of RAM plus 8 gigs of virtual RAM, 256 gigabytes of storage, and an all-aluminum chassis, so it actually feels kind of premium. Now, this tablet is running pretty stock Android 13, so you can obviously play any Android game on it you want, like Call of Duty Mobile or Genshin Impact just fine, but I have some bigger plans for it that I'll get into once I get through the whole setup. Now, you can obviously use touchscreen controls if you want on this thing, but to put it simply, that just sucks. I'm actually really a big fan of these telescopic controllers that fit pretty much any tablet or cell phone. My favorite of the bunch is the Galileo G8 and the G8 Plus from GameSir. They are super comfortable telescopic controllers with Hall effect joysticks to avoid any stick drift, and they work with pretty much any input. I especially like the G8 Plus when I play my Nintendo Switch, but that's another video. The only difference between the G8 and the G8 Plus is that the G8 Plus is wireless, so you can really connect it to any device that uses Bluetooth, while the G8 uses a direct connection. So we simply line up the USB-C, plug it in, and then... oh, okay. Well, that's no problem. The G8 is also a fan favorite because it is very easily moddable. With just a few snips, you can basically extend the length of your telescope to fit upwards of a 14-inch tablet. I did it on my G8 Plus, and here it is being used on my 15-inch portable monitor with no issue. I'll link the original video showcasing how to do this on YouTube in the description, but if you want to use any kind of tablet with these controllers, you kind of need to do it. It doesn't affect any of the electronics inside, and once it's actually on the device, I usually forget it's modded at all. Now, I did say I wanted to use this for things other than gaming, right? I mean, the Steam Deck has a desktop mode where you can access word processor and websites. So all we need to do is add a cheap Bluetooth keyboard to the setup, and this transforms from a gaming machine into a nice little work machine. And sure, the screen is a little small, but it's big enough that I was able to write this entire script on it without any issues, and it was actually fairly comfortable. I was also going to add one of those little phone/tablet stands to the list, but I feel like everyone already has one of these at home. They're only like $1, so feel free to pick one up if you want an adjustable stand. So we have our whole setup here, but what exactly can we play? Well, of course, like I said earlier, you've got the litany of Android games out there, but the Helio G99 chip can actually handle emulation really well. Basically all of your old favorite games from Famicom and Atari all the way up to Dreamcast, GameCube, PSP, and even a little PlayStation 2. Most emulators are free to access via the Play Store and fairly simple to set up. Retro Game Core has a great video on setting up all of this on Android, so I really recommend you go check that out if you want more of a deep dive. And once you get all those emulators set up, you can use a free front end like Daigisho to very easily categorize and give a pleasant way for you to access all of your games. It even scrapes the internet for box art to help you easily visualize all the games in your collection. It just looks really cool and makes your tablet feel more like a dedicated handheld. I had a great time playing Dreamcast and PSP games perfectly, and even GameCube was able to play just fine. Most of my PS2 games were great, but the harder to run titles like Burnout Revenge and God of War were kind of stuttery, so it might require some tinkering to get it to 60 FPS. But PS2 has never been perfect on Android, so this could all change in the future. And if you already have a gaming PC, there are a ton of ways to stream games natively from your PC to your handheld. Apps like Parsec, Moonlight, and Steam Link are all great ways to utilize your home gaming PC to play AAA Windows titles on the comfort of your tablet. You don't even have to be home to do it. As long as you have a stable Wi-Fi connection, you can connect back to your home PC and play wherever you are. But if you don't have a gaming PC, that's cool too. There's a bunch of subscription-based cloud gaming services that will do the heavy lifting for you. Apps like GeForce Now and Xbox Game Pass are great ways to play modern AAA titles on your handheld without your device getting hot or burning through a ton of battery. I actually played through the entirety of High on Life and Yakuza 0 on cloud gaming, and it was a really fantastic experience. So don't count out cloud gaming. Give it a shot, it's pretty good. Now, of course, there exist some handhelds that can do all of this, and a lot of them even run Android. But for the power we have here, I don't think any of those are as cheap as this solution. They don't have a screen this big, and they aren't a tablet. The mere fact that this thing is just a straight up tablet once the controller comes off really adds a new level of versatility. When it's not being used as a gaming or content machine, you can even install Touch Portal to basically turn it into a bootleg Stream Deck for your desktop PC. Pretty cool. So no, this isn't a Steam Deck. It isn't running Linux, and it can't natively handle AAA PC games like Red Dead Redemption 2 or Elden Ring, but with a few caveats and using cloud gaming and enjoying the whole backlog of emulation, this is actually a really formidable gaming machine. It's much less bulky than the Steam Deck and can easily break down to fit into bags on the go. It doesn't have a loud fan and doesn't really get hot. It's also much cheaper than the Steam Deck. So let's go over the price. Like I said earlier, this video is sponsored by Temu, so I bought all of these products on their platform. So let's say you wanted to grab everything I've mentioned in this video: the iPlay 50 Mini Pro tablet, the Galileo G8 controller, and the Bluetooth keyboard. You can grab all of it for around $188 total at the time of this recording, but if you use the link in the video description, it gives you a ton of different coupons to use, the most important being the $45 off any purchase over $150, so that would bring the total cost down to $143. Which I think is just a fantastic price for a handheld gaming device that has a great controller and a Bluetooth keyboard and can even be used for school or office work. And if you order it and you change your mind, Temu offers free returns up to 90 days after purchase. So if literally 3 months go by and you realize you would rather go in a different direction, you can just return all of it for a free refund, no questions asked. Trust me, I tested it. I hope you found this video useful and it helped give you some ideas on how to make the best of whatever gaming situation you're in. I just got so tired of watching video after video of people finding complete garbage to buy on sites like Temu. So I wanted to showcase some products that I think are actually pretty great and a fun way to kind of make your own portable gaming device. And while this might not be exactly like the Steam Deck, I actually find myself reaching for this a lot more often than my actual Steam Deck these days. So if you want to make one of these for the best price out there, you can click the link in the video description or search this phrase in the Temu search bar, download the Temu app, and get the $100 coupon bundle to use on whatever products you'd like. My name is Jason. Thanks for watching.